Today I'm going to teach you how to make a mosaics with the Roman direct technique. We've chosen this pattern, which is typical of many Roman mosaics, and to start our project we need a design, a trace on which to place our tiles, our tessere. We're going to place our design on a wooden board and then cover it with plastic, and this is going to be our base. Now we're going to take our materials. We will create the mosaic using marble and natural stones. In this design we have 4 colors, so we've chosen biancone, rosso verona, nero assoluto and giallo reale. The second step is to prepare the adhesive, which is made of a powder, white Kerabond Plus and isolastics, a latex additive. These must be mixed together. One thing to keep in mind is that you want to mix your 2 components together little by little, and its consistency should neither be too thick nor too runny. Now we're going to cut our tessere. To cut the tessere, we're going to use nippers. This tool has 1 rounded side and 1 flat side. The rounded side should always face us, so that we can clearly see what we are doing. This is a very safe tool. The only way you might cut yourself is by doing like this. You need to hold the tile between 2 fingers so you can see exactly what you are cutting. If you feel unsure, place the tile between the blades of the tool, rest the nippers on the work surface and cover it with your left hand like this. From a 1 per 1 per 1 centimeter tile, you should cut 4 smaller pieces. The more compact the stone is, the more our cut is going to be clean and defined, while the more irregular and vain our material is, the more difficult the cutting becomes, but not impossible. Today we are making a Roman mosaic using the direct technique on a final support. This is the method used by the ancient Romans who spread mortar and set the tessere into it. This technique, as simple as it may seem, has some challenges because once the tessera are placed, you only have a few moments to adjust them before the binder sets. Once we have finished preparing the materials, we can begin the mosaic. So, as we said, we have placed our design on the board and sealed it with plastic. Now we can spread a little of our binder. This is the consistency of the mortar. You can see it is neither too liquid, neither too dense, and we are going to take a small amount of it and place it in one corner of our board. We use tweezers to place the tessere. You can dip each tessere in the mortar mix and then place it. When we create geometric patterns, it is best to start from the centers and work outwards, proceeding line by line. By placing tile after tile, working line by line, our mosaic is going to come to life. Play with the orientation by trying out different sides of the tiles for the perfect alignment. It is essential that if you get tired and want to stop, you clean the edges before the mortar sets. This is very important because if the edges aren't clean, the section that you will add next to it will not be seamless. Once the mosaic is finished, it needs to dry for 2 days. Then it can be removed from the base and you can decide whether to grout it, filling the gaps with mortar, or leave it ungrouted. Grouting will make it more solid. This decision is taken by considering the final destination and use of the mosaic. A floor mosaic, for example, since it will be trodden on, needs to be grouted. A mosaic is made of lines, in this case horizontal and vertical, so the pattern is rather simple, but it can be far more complex. The line allows us to read the image. Here is the finished mosaic. Now we grout it. To do this, we use the same mortar as before, but slightly more fluid. This is the perfect consistency. We will also need a sponge. We cover the mosaic with mortar and use the sponge to apply it in every direction, filling up the gaps and spaces between the tiles. Then we remove it. Once it is completely dry, we can remove the fragment from the board. This fragment can be framed or fitted with a hook to hang it, ending up with something like this, for example. To add the hook, we place a mesh on the back of our fragment and spread a thicker layer of mortar, mixed with a rather dense consistency. Then we take a piece of wire, a smaller mesh and a sheet of plastic. We make a cut with a simple cutter in the sheet of plastic, insert the rounded wire in the cut, and place a second mesh on the two loose ends of the wire. Cover this second mesh with mortar and then place the fragment on it. Take care to center the fragment on the hook. In this case, the symmetrical design helps us, but with figurative designs, you want to be extra careful. Push down gently and wait until everything is perfectly dry. So we have seen step by step how to make a mosaic with the direct technique, where we place our tesserae directly into our definitive binder. In the next video, we will see how to create a mosaic using the indirect technique. In this kit, you will find all the materials needed to create a Roman mosaic, with 6 different patterns to choose from. I hope you enjoyed this video and I'll see you all in the next lesson.